Hello everyone and welcome back to our Easy English Motivation podcast. Today we are continuing our discussion about learning English later in life. Many learners feel worried because they started learning English later than others. Maybe they didn't learn it in school, or maybe they didn't have many opportunities to practice before. But here is the truth: learning English later can actually be an advantage. When adults decide to learn a language, they usually have a clear reason. Maybe they want better job opportunities, they want to travel, or they want to communicate with people around the world. This strong motivation can help learners stay committed for a long time. Unlike children who learn because they must, adults learn because they want to. That desire can create powerful progress over time.
That's such an important point, Jessie. Motivation really changes everything. When I started learning English seriously, it wasn't because someone forced me. It was because I realized that English could open many doors in my life. I wanted to understand international content, communicate with people from different countries, and improve my career opportunities. At the beginning, progress felt slow, but because I had a clear goal, I kept practicing every day. Over time, my listening and speaking skills improved. That experience taught me something important. When you have a strong reason to learn English, you will find the energy to continue even when learning becomes challenging.
Many learners feel frustrated because progress in language learning can feel slow. They might study for several weeks and still feel like beginners. But language learning is not something that happens overnight. Your brain needs time to adapt to new sounds, new grammar patterns, and new vocabulary. Think of it like planting a seed. At first, you cannot see the plant growing above the ground. But under the soil, the roots are developing. In the same way, your brain is building connections when you listen, read, and speak English regularly. Even when you feel like you are not improving, your brain is still learning in the background.
Yes, that's a great comparison. I experienced that exact feeling when I started learning English. I listened to podcasts every day, but sometimes I felt like I was not improving at all. Then one day, something surprising happened. I was watching a video in English, and I realized I understood most of the conversation without subtitles. That moment showed me that my practice had been working all along. Progress had been happening slowly, step by step. Sometimes improvement is invisible until suddenly you notice a big change. That's why patience is so important in language learning.
One of the best strategies for improving English is creating a daily learning habit. Many people think they need several hours each day to improve, but that's not always true. Even 20 or 30 minutes of daily practice can create strong results over time. The key is consistency. When you expose your brain to English regularly, it becomes easier to remember vocabulary and recognize patterns in the language. For example, you can listen to English podcasts while walking, cooking, or commuting to work. These small moments of learning can add up quickly.
I completely agree with that approach. When I started building my daily habit, I tried to make English part of my everyday life. I changed the language settings on my phone to English. I listened to English music and podcasts while exercising. I also read short articles in English before going to bed. None of these activities required a lot of time individually, but together they created constant exposure to the language. Over time, I noticed that English started to feel more natural. My brain became used to hearing and understanding the language regularly.
Speaking is often the most difficult part for English learners. Many people feel nervous about speaking because they are afraid of making mistakes. But mistakes are a normal part of learning. In fact, mistakes help us learn faster because they show us what we need to improve. If you wait until your English is perfect before speaking, you may never start. Instead, focus on communicating your ideas clearly. Even simple sentences can be powerful when used confidently.
That's so true. I remember my first real conversation in English. I was nervous, and I spoke very slowly. Sometimes I paused because I couldn't find the right word. But the person I was speaking with was patient and encouraging. They helped me continue the conversation. That experience showed me that communication is more important than perfection. Most people appreciate your effort when you try to speak their language.
Another powerful method for learning English is using real content. Instead of only studying textbooks, learners can listen to podcasts, watch videos, and read articles that interest them. Real content shows how English is used in everyday situations. It helps learners understand natural expressions and conversational language. When learning materials are interesting, motivation stays strong.
Yes, and it also makes learning enjoyable. When I started watching English videos about topics I loved, learning stopped feeling like a chore. It became entertainment. I was learning new vocabulary without even realizing it. This is one reason why podcasts and videos are such powerful learning tools.
Motivation can sometimes rise and fall during a long learning journey. Some days you may feel very excited to study English, while other days you may feel tired or discouraged. During those moments, it's important to remember why you started learning English in the first place. Your original goal can help you stay focused and inspired.
Exactly. I always remind myself of the opportunities English has given me. Being able to understand international content and communicate with people from around the world has been an incredible experience. Those benefits motivate me to continue improving my language skills.
Another way to stay motivated is celebrating small achievements. Maybe today you learned 5 new words, or maybe you understood a conversation more easily than before. These small victories are important because they show that progress is happening.
Yes, those small wins create momentum. Each improvement builds confidence and encourages you to keep practicing. Over time, these small steps lead to big changes.
Imagine where your English could be 1 year from now if you practice every day. You might be able to watch movies without subtitles, participate in conversations, and express your ideas clearly.
That vision can be very motivating. 1 year of consistent practice can completely transform your English ability. The most important step is starting today and continuing tomorrow.
To everyone listening today, remember this: it is never too late to learn English. Every fluent speaker once started as a beginner.
And with patience, consistency, and practice, you can achieve your English goals too.
Keep listening, keep practicing, and keep believing in yourself.
Your English journey is just beginning.